All right, it's 4 o'clock on a Monday, and you know what that means. It's time for another exciting episode of Taxi TV Live. Let's kill the band. I think I did that almost as much justice as Michael does, but who knows? So anyway, we're here again. Michael's out of the office today, so we're covering for him once again. I guess we did a good enough job last time, so he asked us to do it again. So
1 for 1. Let's see if we can keep up that score today.
Yeah.
I'm Tom. This is Bria.
Yes. I'm always behind the scenes. You can probably hear me talking, and Tom works kind of closely with our A&R team. So before we get started, I want to invite you to subscribe to our channel if you're new here. The subscribe button's right down here, and so you can click that, and then once you do that, if you see the little bell, you can click on that too, and that'll notify you anytime that we post, which sometimes we post things that aren't Taxi TV stuff. And then also give this video a like. YouTube likes that. And then also share this video with your friends or with your mom or somebody like that. Gotta get that zoomed in on there. But
yeah, especially with today's content, if we cover everything we hope to.
Yeah, share this with, if you have a guest, if you're a Taxi member and you're coming to the road rally and you have a guest, it'd be good to share with them too, because this is really good information for everyone. All right, well, let's see who's here. We've got a good group right now.
Some of the usual suspects.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Looks like Marian's having some trouble with her feed.
Yeah, you probably just need to refresh it, and you'll be okay. But yeah, so we're gonna dive in. So I was talking to Michael about what we could talk about, and Tom and we actually figured out. I wrote in the email that we have combined 15 years, but it's way more than that. This year is going to be my 10th rally, and then this year
either my 13th or 14th. I would have to do the math. My first one was in 05, so it's been 14. I just can't remember if I missed one in there or not. But
yeah, so it's pretty crazy. And yeah, I was a member, so you guys might not know my story. I was a member of Taxi for a long time. I went to my first rally when I was 14 years old. So this is my 10th, and so I was a member, and so I kind of have a different perspective because I've been on both sides of the coin. So I've been a member, and I've also been a staffer for a few years. So yeah, that's kind of what that is. But yeah, so we're gonna jump right in. I mean, we love the rally. I was saying that we could probably just talk about it like for hours anyway. so hopefully we don't talk too long. This one might be a little short, we'll see, but we'll give you guys some good content. So yeah, I mean, anyway, the first question that we got was from Instagram, and it was, where is the road rally and can we attend it online? So where is the road rally?
The rally's taking place at the Westin LAX. It's a nice hotel down by the airport. It's taking place November 1st through the 4th.
Yes.
It's a Thursday through a Sunday.
Yeah.
Not too much to say there. Can we attend online? Unfortunately, no, you cannot. You'll have to actually make the trek to downtown LA.
Yeah. Well, but it's not downtown.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess so LA, it's at the LAX airport, like at the Westin LAX, right by the airport. So I guess it is kind of by downtown, but yeah, we like to keep it exclusive for you guys. So if you're members, we want you to come and hang out and stuff. So we want to make sure that it's exclusive and that we want people to come. So we want to make sure that if you don't come, you're missing out. So that's why it's not available online. But we will say too that I mean, if you're paying attention to the Taxi Transmitter newsletter that we put out every month, we do have the interviews from the panels at the rally in those, but it's obviously not the same as being there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, on occasion you can glean some real good info from transmitter interviews and stuff, but there's no replacing actually attending the event. So
for sure. So I mean, we kind of want to go over like kind of the rally weekend. So Tom said that it was Thursday through Sunday, so things don't really get truly started until Friday. So on Thursday basically is registration. So a lot of people arrive really early and get a spot in line. And then we open up registration in the early to mid-afternoon. and we try and get everyone all registered and get their stuff. And then there's an open mic that night. And then the next day is when panels and classes and one-to-one mentors and mentor lunches, which we're calling Music Industry Eat and Greet this year. Yeah. Oh, Peter Rahel has a question, and he's asking if we will be taking questions, which we will.
Indeed, yes.
Yes, close to the end, we'll take your questions.
And also, Paul is asking, are there hotels left? And yes, Paul, there totally are. I don't know how many or what the scoop is, but last I heard there were still some rooms.
Yes, there are still rooms. We are starting to run low on rooms for Wednesday night. So if you're planning on, doing that, booking and staying there from Wednesday night, I would do that like right away. Because I don't know how many more rooms we have for Wednesday. But yeah, I'll see if we...
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So basically, one question that we get asked a lot, that I get asked on the phone, is why do people line up on Thursday?
That's a good question. So the big reason is the one-to-one mentor registration. Mm-hmm. As a TAXI member, not the guests, but the members, you get to select a mentor, and then you'll get is it 10, 15-minute meeting? 15 minutes one-on-one with that mentor. Now the catch is those appointments are first come, first serve, and there's only so many available during the weekend, so you have to be at the front of the line to get the key cats. It comes down to, if you really want to see somebody in particular that's quite popular, probably need to get there early Thursday morning and get in line to do the registration to get first dibs on those.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be people lined up. Like, a lot of times I stay at the hotel and then in the morning when I come down at like 7 a.m., there's already people in line. I would say people don't really start getting into line until like 9 or 10. But
know that although we may not open registration until 6 at night, there will be a line by noon. Absolutely. There will be a line. So
yeah. And I forget what I was just going to say, but
my bad, sister.
No, it's not your fault. I'm just losing it. But that's what I was going to say, is that the line is also really fun too. Mm-hmm. So it's great to start networking and meeting people and obviously just having a good time, and once it gets like a little later in the day, the hotels start asking you for if you want drinks or something, so you don't even have to lead the line to get your drink on. So that's awesome. Cool. Yeah. So one other thing that I get asked, and I've gotten asked already a few times, is how do you approach music industry people in terms of like giving them your music or like making contacts?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to read some questions here.
Oh, you're trying to read a question?
Yeah. What were you saying?
What I was just asking is like, how should you approach music industry people in terms of like giving them your music? We get asked that a lot.
Well, so that's obviously the touchy one, but it's also one of the most important ones. At the rally, you want to do some networking, get your music heard, get your material to the right people. How? Yeah. Well, let's start with some obvious things. When you see, maybe we've got a panelist on the dais, and they've just left the panel, and you catch them half an hour later in the bar having a nice meal with their 5-year-old kid. It's probably a bad time to interrupt them and come throw some CDs at them, and and I know that sounds audacious to some of you. It happens every year, where it's another one we've had trouble with is pile-ups of people trying to hit the stage right after the panel.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd be a good time, and maybe it might be your only time, but I would encourage you to find a moment where you're not infringing on them, where you're not making them uncomfortable or forcing yourself on them. This is a personable business. We're all about we're about people. I mean, as artists, we're trying to convey ideas to each other, and at the end of the day, this is a one-on-one personable thing. And if you come up and kind of make yourself look like a jerk, that's going to affect how they perceive your music a lot of times. So you want to get that best foot forward. You're a nice guy or gal that wants to that's really well put, Sherry. She just put, don't pounce, but be confident. That's great. That's what I'm trying to say, and not as eloquently. Don't pounce, but be confident. Get your material there, get an idea of who they are. You can, make some connections, names to faces at the panels, at the classrooms. Who you're looking to get your music to at that point. Just find that right time. The cool thing about the rally is these folks will be all over the place for 3 and 4 days. So you'll see people at the bar after panels. That's a great time. What else?
And usually what I tell people when they ask me on that on the phone is I say, use common sense. Like, how would you want to be approached if you were in their position? You wouldn't want to be, have someone come up to you and be super pushy, but you want them to be personable and nice. But we do have, the thing about the rally that's so cool is that you do have that one-to-one, you can have one-to-one encounters through one-to-one mentors. And Tom actually is one of the people that will run handing out the mentors and stuff. So he can kind of go into depth on, that and how that process works.
That's an easy one. We will give you a list of all the panelists, all the mentors, everything ahead of time. Grab that mentor one-to-one sheet and do your research on those names. Get to know who's working the kind of product you're wanting to get attached to. If you're working country music, find a good country music publisher or a label cat that works in that genre. If you're looking to score films, we'll have film composers there. You'll need to do your homework and get an idea of who's best for what you're trying to do with your time. And then when you do that, I'd encourage you to really pick a top 3 or pick a top 5, because it's very possible you're going to be thinking all day, I want to talk to Carl Lewis. I want to talk to Carl Lewis. And then you're going to get up to me and I'm going to be like, sorry, Carl's all booked. And then you're going to be bummed out and you don't have a fallout or a backup plan. It might be a problem. So have a top 3, maybe even a top 5, and I'm sure we'll be able to accommodate that if you're in line in time. So
and we release who the mentors are going to be usually a couple weeks before. We try to give you as much time as possible, but a lot of times we haven't had everyone nailed down until pretty close before. But you'll be able to see the list, and we'll let you know via email of who is going to be. I'm holding up the schedule. When you get to the rally, you get all these people. So there's a lot to choose from. There's amazing people in every different, part of the music industry you could think of. There's managers, there's music licensing people, there's vocal coaches. It's kind of a big spread. So there's definitely someone. And that's one thing, if you're coming, those are so valuable. I know the first year that I went to the Road Rally, I had went to a one-to-one mentor session, and it really changed my writing because I went to a woman named Mandy Martin, and we played one of my songs and I was so excited, but she was like, okay, this is nice, but you really need to work on your structure. And she gave me a lot of tips that were so useful for me and for my writing, and she was the perfect choice, definitely. For me to go with. But that's the thing, is those one-to-one mentors are so important. And people will even, if someone hears your music in a one-to-one mentor session and they're in licensing or something, they might say, hey, I really like this, can you send me some stuff? You could get some of your music signed as a result of a one-to-one mentor session.
It happens right there.
Yeah.
Happens at the bar too. Hint, 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 hint.
Yes, it does. But yeah, and and this year too, for music, in the one-to-one mentors, we're trying to get away from CDs. So this year, we're encouraging everyone to bring your music on, an iPod, or I guess no one uses an iPod anymore, but an iPhone or on your phone or your computer, but some way that you can play it, because we're trying to get away from the CDs, because it's just a bit of a pain for us.
The cut and dry, do you only have a CD? We'll have a few CD players there.
Yeah.
Will there be 30 CD players at 30 stations? Probably not. So,
no.
Bring some kind of system that you can play your material on. The screeners will all have headphones. So if you have a phone or something with your track on it, just bring that. They'll plug in their headphones. Life is good.
Yeah, so that'll be an Ann House.
MP3 is fine, Linda. Sorry.
Yeah, MP3 is fine. And Ann House is here saying that her first one-to-one ended up in a private session, and that ended up with her requesting 3 songs. So that's cool.
And I still use an iPod sometimes, 2 trials for what it's worth.
Yeah.
It's one of, 10 options, but it's an option.
I do have one, but I mostly use my phone. But yeah, I mean, that's the one-to-ones are super important and really useful and good.
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of members that would probably say it's the highlight of the rally for them, just being able to sit down with, someone that's an expert in their genre, and just being able to really pick their brains,
Yeah, and it always amazed me too, because I mean, I've helped run the one-to-ones, and it amazes me the people that get a mentor and then they don't show up for their slot and they come late. And so that's another thing, like, you have to respect the mentor's time. So show up on time. Don't try and, that's another thing too. Don't try and suck their time too, because a lot of times we're going through, saying, hey, move on and stuff. But when we tell you, okay, time's up, get up and go, because it's not fair to anybody else if, they're getting less time because you're usurping the mentor's time. But yeah, another thing that's really good, we used to call them mentor lunches. This year we're calling music industry eat and greet. It's the where you get to go. It's the only thing that costs money at the rally, and the only reason is because we have to pay for the food. That's all. So, we have a bunch of the mentors, a lot of them that are on one-to-ones.
Yeah, and let's make that delineation too. We got the one-to-one meetings, then what Bria's talking about right now is a totally different thing. It's a luncheon with all the mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may want to explain that.
This is the music industry eat and greet.
Yes.
So basically you are able to purchase a ticket. They'll go on sale sometime in the month before the rally. And, are you writing it out? Eat and greet.
Is it going to work?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It's the eat and greet. Yeah, we're always trying to come up with fun names for things. But yeah, so basically you buy a ticket and you get to go to a lunch. It's in a ballroom. And you sit at a table with like 9 people, and there are mentors that come through and sit at each table for 20 minutes, I think. So you get 20 minutes. The whole table gets to, glean some wisdom off of the mentor, ask them about their experiences, give them music, stuff like that. It's a really great place to, get to know more people, industry people face to face, just like we are saying. We try and give you a lot of different environments to be able to meet people. So I love the mentor lunches. I went to every single year. Nice. I went to one when I was a member. And tickets are not on sale for the eat and greet yet. That'll probably be in like October, early to mid-October. Those will go on sale.
Yeah, and I think Bria mentioned it, but it's the only thing with an extra fee. I saw online someone was asking on the forums what kind of money to expect to have to dish out at the rally. I mean, you're on your own for hotels and things, but the eat and greet is the only thing where there's an additional charge or any charge. So for taxi opportunities or events,
just for the food.
Yeah.
And for the friends.
Mm-hmm. And
you're not paying for the friends.
And the seating is limited, so that's the big one.
Yeah, because it's only about 300 people, I think a little less. We only have like 300 tickets for each lunch. But okay, so my number one tip for the mentor lunch, and I always tell people this is my secret, is so since you're in a room, it gets so loud in there. And so if you're sitting like all the way across the table from the mentor, you are not going to know what the heck they're saying. Some of them are really nice. They'll go around and like talk to each one of you. Or one, Liz Redwing will have like a little megaphone because she has a really quiet voice.
She's awesome.
But my tip is to sit right next to the mentor. So you'll know which one is the mentor seat because it won't have a salad in front of it. So you sit next to the one that has the place card that says mentor and that doesn't have food at it. So that way you don't have to like strain to hear them, and you're probably going to get the best conversations with the mentor if you're sitting next to them, because it's obviously easier to hear them. Because I remember one mentor lunch that I went to, we were sitting talking to the mentor the whole time. They got up and then the people across the table were like, that was the mentor? They were here the whole time? And I was like, oh my God.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a little sad, but yeah, that's my my
It
Sorry,
looks like
I'm looking at
Robbie. What's
questions.
up, Robbie? How you doing, man? It looks like he's handling some of our questions for us. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And yeah, the schedules are not out yet. As soon as we have it, you'll have it.
Yeah.
Michael's still fine-tuning a few things. It's looking good, though. So.
Yeah, the panel schedule will probably be out, I think, before the classes. But we'll, because a lot of times Angel, who's on our staff, she kind of is the person that kind of does the puzzle that is the classes and making sure people aren't booked at two places at once and stuff. So it takes a lot of work on her part. She's such a rock star on that. So that stuff takes a while for us to get
I'd vote
locked down.
Angel for president if I had the option.
Dude, me too. She's so great. But yeah. So Sherry is actually asking something that I wanted to talk about anyway. She said, are we still okay to bring CDs to the lunches? So another person had asked on Facebook, they said USB sticks or CDs for music listening. What is the best? And Tom actually has some good ideas on that.
So yes, Sherry and everyone else wondering about that. Absolutely, you can still bring CDs. It's become, and I should preface, I know there is a Road Rally ad on our transmitter that if you Google search, you'll note that what it says is going to contradict what I'm saying right now. The reason is that article was written in 2011. So in 2018 here, if you're a music supervisor and you're attending a conference and there's 2,000 people there and they all want to get you your CD, it's going to be really hard to carry 2,000 CDs. You know what I'm saying? That's really the bottom line. A lot of times the idea of using that as your calling card nowadays isn't as popular. USB sticks has become a very common way to go. Business cards with SoundCloud links is a very common way to go. Everybody's going to find their own methods, but if I was the music soup, I wouldn't want to carry around 10,000 CDs. So, I'd encourage you to keep that in mind. The stuff that they can stuff in their pocket, there's a better chance it's going to get home, better chance it's going to get listened to. And again, and Robbie mentioned best to get their email. Yeah, if you can do that, that's great.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you can establish it, make a nice friendly contact, shake some hands, and then, send them material later when they're chilling at home, it's going to be a much better choice. Obviously, we all have different methods. I'd make it as clean and clear and as easy for them to hear the stuff as possible. That's the bottom line. And, if I'm walking around with a stack of CDs that's like this, they may or may not get home. So just keep that in mind. TAXI does offer the option a lot of times. I'm assuming we'll do it again this year where, you'll be able to get your CDs to panelists that accept CDs. That's an option. And you will still need CDs to have your material heard at our listening panels.
Yeah, and that's John Pearson just asked that.
Yeah, so that is a factor. Keep that in mind too. But at the end of the day, man, if you want to try to get this stuff out to a lot of cats, I would keep that in mind. Travel light, travel conveniently, both for you and them.
Yeah, so to sum up, just think about what you might think a business card might be a better way to go, or like Robbie said in the chat, trying to get emails to be able to send your stuff. Obviously don't bombard people and go up to them and be like, can I have your email?
Yeah.
but like, if you're making a relationship, I've found, that a lot of people are more open to people sending them stuff now than they were before. Cause it's easy to ignore an email if it's, if they don't want to see it. But if you want, to get your music played in the ballroom on a panel, you do need to have a CD.
Yes.
We're only doing CDs. We've toyed with the idea of, having people bring up their phones and stuff, but it's just would be such a pain. So we're still doing CD submissions for that, and you'll have, get stickers that you can use to, put your information on those to put in the drop boxes for that, and all the information will be in the packet when you get to the rally. But yes, you do need to have CDs for that.
Also, I was hoping to find the link and share it with you guys. I didn't have the time, but on YouTube, there's a video that 5 Alarm Music made recently, which is kind of a parody sketch comedy little bit. It's a 3-minute video, but it's a lot of main music supervisors talking about how to get your music to them. I know Gary Calamar is one of them. There's a couple other cats that you'll recognize. But yeah, they literally play it up, and one of the gags is that they would prefer to get CDs, and the joke is, the supervisor literally going, oh yeah, I need 6 of your CD. I need one for in my car. I need one for at my house. I need one for at my grandma's house. make sure you send me 10 copies, you know, and kind of playing on the, you know, that some cats don't know how to communicate with the music supervisors. Anyway, it's a funny view if you can catch it on YouTube, and maybe somebody else can post a link, or you know.
Yeah, I'll see if I can go back in the video after and post the link in the little corner.
It's a parody, but I think it gives you 3 minutes into the mind of the music soup and how you might be able to get the music better. So
yeah, and to be honest too, I mean, everyone has their preference. So I mean, there are some, you know, more old school people that come to the rally that do prefer CDs. So it really depends. But yeah, I mean, Tom's thoughts on that I think are really on point. But yeah, I mean, so we have so much content at the rally. There's like how many classes?
I guess we should get into some of that.
We have so many classes, panels, everything, and it becomes overwhelming. It can become overwhelming. So you know, you know what, give me a second. I'm going to go through.
While you're doing that, where was it? I just saw Paul make a cool comment here that I wanted to touch on. And now I don't see it. Paul mentioned something to the effect of, you know, if the crew at the rallies is supportive as the crew at the forum, it's probably a good event. And yeah, I'd have to agree with that. We're definitely family when we're at the rally. So.
Oh yeah, no, everyone is so sweet, and that was my impression when I, you know, came as a member. Everyone's so nice and supportive and all of that. So it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 classes, 3 times. So there's like 24 more. There's so many classes every day. I'm just telling you right now. There's a ton. And there's amazing panels too. Let's
talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are you know, it can become overwhelming really easily. So, like, what is the best way, you know, to choose what you want to do? Because sometimes there are things that are, you know, at the same time and stuff like that. I mean, as a member, I remember I used to always go to the rally with my dad. So we would take a look, or usually maybe on Thursday after we got registered, or even a couple days before, we would print out the schedule. And then we'd sit down and look at the schedule and the panels and stuff and see, what do I want to do? Like, what is... So sometimes I would see some where I'm like, oh, I'd like to go to both of these classes, and then I would have to choose. But I think it's a really good idea to look at the schedule before, instead of just kind of going through the weekend, like, you know, just kind of, what, I don't have anything to do now, what should I do? And then trying to figure it out, getting to the class late, and then not being able to sit down or not being able to get in, because some of the classes are really popular and we don't have any space.
Classes will fill up most of the time.
Oh yeah, most of our classes do. So I mean, and that's another thing to emphasize, is being on time. Obviously, it's like with anything. But yeah, and one thing too is, if you know, you don't see a class, you don't see a panel, you don't want that you're like super into, I will go to the panel anyway, because you never know who's going to be in the panel. You can learn something from every single panel, because Michael is like such a good moderator. He's always asking questions that are going to be useful to like all of our members. So even if you think you're not going to get anything out of it, you definitely will, because those panels are always amazing. That's, I mean, my opinion on that.
I'm with that. I'd also touch on, I've heard it done before, and I just had it confirmed on the forums, some of you chatting about it. You know, if you make some friends in the line on Thursday, and there's 2 classes right now on Friday that you want to attend, well, maybe your friend can attend one of them and you can attend the other one, and y'all can share notes later on.
Yeah, exactly.
Good ways to do it.
That's a really good idea.
One of the questions on the forum was, if there's a panel and a class at the same time, and Bria was kind of touching on this, but specifically if they're happening at the same time, how to choose panels or classes. Panels will be easier to walk in to halfway through the panel. It's easier to sneak into a panel than it is to sneak into a classroom, because halfway through the class it's packed and you're standing in the back, and you know there's 6 late goers squished in the corner. It's no
Yeah.
good. So if you really want to hit that class, get there on time. And anytime you don't see a class that's, on your list, try something new. There's probably some great stuff going on. Or like Bria said, there's always a ton of info at the panel. So
yeah. Well, and also too, like while you're in the line, you're going to be able to be looking at the schedule. So there might be people around you that have been to a rally before and are like, hey, this class is really good. You should go to this. Or I went to a panel like this last year and it was so awesome. You should go to that. So, I mean, use the people around you to get advice. If you're trying to choose between 2 things and you just can't make the decision, that's a really good way to go. And, thinking about that, I don't know what I was just going to say, but
Dude, shout out to Sherry and Robbie. They are really killing this for us today. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, you guys are helping us out a lot. That is for sure. And
super cool. Two rally professionals.
Marion Laird was asking, is everything wheelchair accessible? Yes.
Yes.
There's elevators, everything. There's no like stairs that you have to go on. Or
you won't have any trouble.
No, not at all. It's a great place. It's a good layout. Definitely. I'm trying to think. Did I want to say? Yeah, I mean, I have on here literally a thing. Don't sleep in. Don't be late. That's one thing. At the rally, a lot of us will stay up, and to the wee hours of the morning networking and whatnot, which is awesome. It's awesome. But don't sleep in. Mm-hmm. You can stay up late, but don't sleep in because you're going to miss out on so much. Staying up late is great and stuff, but being up early and,
yes.
Being at those classes and making sure that you're getting the most of your weekend. I mean, you're investing in your career. You're investing in it. So you need to take advantage of it like anything else. Staying up late is fun, but don't stay up too late that you can't get up and
if
actually
you get
do
sleepy,
stuff in the morning.
If you find yourself sleepy, there's lots of free Rockstar.
Oh, that is for sure.
There's a reason energy drinks are our sponsor because
yes.
we don't get a lot of sleep during the rally.
Yeah, and take that from 2 staff members because we do not get very much sleep because we have to be up at like 6 a.m. every day.
3 or 4 hours a night on average, and it's so worth it. I feel good every morning.
Yeah. It's just stressful on Monday. We have to come into work. But, but people, talk about networking. We were talking about talking to industry people in a way that's nice, but it's also so important to network with your fellow members and attendees. One thing that I said, like, don't be a wallflower. You might be like hate being around people and you're really shy and stuff, but everyone is so nice. So just like try and make friends in the line. That's a great place to do it. And you never know if that friend could be your connection, to something else too. Yeah. I mean, Tom and I were talking about that earlier.
I mean, there's a ton of networking opportunities all over that place for 4 days straight. There's lots of opportunities. If you can't make a network and you can't make a friend, maybe you're not trying hard enough. That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
because you can everyone can make a friend there if they're trying, and I with that too. I mean, on the other side, like don't turn your nose up at other members. I mean, I've talked to people that are like, well, am I gonna be able to tell like who's industry VIP and who's a member? Because I only want to talk to VIPs, and I'm like. What's the point?
Yeah.
Like you could meet a collaborator that could make your an awesome duo that gets big, or you get a ton of placements and stuff. So I don't think you should be turning up your nose at anyone, and it's definitely a great place to make friends and lasting friendships too. I mean, people come to the rally year after year and they have friends. And then someone was talking about a coffee shop being in the lobby. Yes, there is. There's a Starbucks, but it's pretty overpriced.
It's delicious though.
But if you're staying at the hotel, you get coffee in your room. So you can always make coffee for yourself in your room because there's a coffee maker in every room, and that's a really good tip because it can save you a lot of money and free Rockstar, and they're good. And we always have sugar-free ones if that's like a problem for you.
We'll keep you caffeinated if we keep you up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're anybody's Twin Peaks fans out there, but I'm Dale Cooper when it comes to coffee. I'll drink this stuff morning, noon, and night. So I don't think I've ever met a cup of coffee I didn't like.
Oh, wow. See, and I'm the opposite because I do not drink coffee. but
travesty.
I just don't like it. But another place to meet people is open mics. Open mics were my favorite thing. When I was a member, I would, go to every single open mic and I would hang out. It's an awesome place to hang with the friends that you've made. And it's a great place to play your music, for other people that are going to be super supportive of you. That's the amazing thing about the rally open mics is everyone is so nice and really supportive. You're not going to get booed, on the stage. Everyone's really nice, and the people that run them are awesome too. Our MCs, Carl Lewis, and I don't know if John Asher will be doing it this year, but he did last year. They're so nice and really supportive, and they're really nice to you guys too. And it's also a thing about that too is Michael has told me that someone got signed at an open mic once.
Yeah, I don't remember. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I wouldn't be surprised. So, I mean, you never know who's going to be hanging out in there listening. I definitely know some mentors, that can come to mind that do go to the open mics and check them out and listen to people. So,
definitely sat at a table with Rob Shirelli for about an hour last year.
Oh, yeah, and Ralph Murphy definitely comes through. I remember one time I played at an open mic and he came up to me and talked to me about my song, and it was cool. So that's Linda Cullum as Neil Young. I don't know if Neil Young's going to make it out to the Road Rally.
That would be cool, though, right? Maybe we'll have Michael make a call.
Yeah, we could get Michael to make a call. Robbie says, I've met a ton of people playing the open mics. And that's so true, and me playing, I remember I would get off the stage and a few people would come up to me and be like, hey, I like your voice. I'd love to get your voice on some tracks and stuff like that. So it's a great place. And even if you're not playing, if you don't want to play, a lot of people turn open mics into, I just want to play and have people hear me and then I'm out. Hanging out is cool. And the taxi staff, we try and go and check out the open mics for a bit. We are oftentimes very, very, very tired by the time those roll around. So some of us are in bed, but
I'll be there. I'll see you there.
Yeah, I always frequent the open mic too. Me and Tom always try and make sure to do that.
We usually close the thing most of the
time. Yeah. So that's another thing. And then after the open mics, a lot of people will hang out at the bar. Yeah. So it's the infamous bar.
Before we go there, I want to touch on one more thing about the open mic. Okay. Bria was saying that it's a drag. We got 30 people in order, first come, first serve, set up to play tonight. There's going to be 30 performances. You're number 5, and then you go home, and then number 6 goes home, and then So by the time we get to number 25, there's nobody left to watch, and maybe that's not your MO, that's fine, but I would posit this notion that, you're hearing a lot of great music. You're hearing a lot of your contemporaries, a lot of your friends, a lot of people you might want to get involved with. Like Bria said, you never know what collaborator you're going to find. But here's the flip side of that. You're also hearing your competition. If you sit there for 2 hours and you get to know every other taxi member that's on board, that's taking the time to come to the rally, that's taking the time to attend these panels, you're really in a good position to get an idea of where your bar is. So to me, it's like take 2 hours, listen to everybody, and maybe even take some notes, get an idea what's going on. Maybe you'll realize that you're way more current than you thought you were, or maybe not current enough. Maybe you'll realize that you're a rock guy and rock has changed since who knows? There's a lot to discover about yourself at open mics.
That's such a good point. That makes so much sense. But yeah, so after the open mics, a lot of people, especially like industry people, will go hang out at the bar. So that's a good place to hang. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like I said earlier, don't stay up too late. So you can make it to the classes and panels in the morning. But what is the end time of the open mic this year?
No clue.
It's usually like, I think we have it in the schedule to end at like 11:30. Usually they go a little longer. But yeah, usually they go to like 11:30. Someone has a question. Bringing instruments to open mic. You can bring like an acoustic. The thing is we we have a keyboard that gets provided, and we have a acoustic that gets provided. So if you play either of those, you don't need to bring something. We don't like people to bring a whole band set up because really, like, you get to play one song, so like chill a little bit.
Time is a factor. We're not going to do a 6-piece sound check, but hey, if you want to bring your friend and he's got a cajon drum, we'll make that work.
Yeah, totally. It's LA. The bar closes early. I don't know about that. It
know
closes
about that.
pretty late. I know.
Maybe Mojo's in one of those 4 a.m. zones.
Yeah, because we've been down there till like 3 or 4, definitely, and I think they are still serving drinks, but I don't know.
They
maybe.
cut off at 2, but
they cut off.
Yeah, they cut off
Never
drinks
mind.
at 2, but
see, I'm just not.
we make it work, Mojo. We make it work, brother.
Yeah. All I gotta say is you can, ask for a mini fridge in your room.
Yep.
So you could always have your own.
And you're right, Peter. There have been groups playing at open mic, and there may be again. I mean, we're not gonna, there's not a hard and fast rule, but if it's gonna take us 20 minutes to set up your sound check and things, we're probably gonna have to minimize it.
Yeah,
just because...
and I have seen people play, in groups, and they have been really respectful about it. Just like they're ready to go, they go up there, get set up, and are ready to go in like a minute.
Yeah,
that's totally fine. But when it takes a long time, it's a lot. I know Robbie's saying someone has. That's
mostly the catch, is just keeping the flow of the show going. Otherwise, man, you want to bring a harp up there. If we can get you cracking quick, we'll make it happen.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat that, Jesse.
Oh my god.
Yeah, actually, Mojo, I think that 6-piece might have been XY Unlimited. Michael Cole's
They're 4.
band. 4-piece, got you. Never mind.
They're good friends of mine.
Yeah, nice cats.
But yeah, no, I mean, people will bring more stuff, and as long as they're respectful about it, we don't mind too much. But it's better if it's, like a person or 2 or maybe 3, but because, everyone wants to play their music, so, be respectful with time. That's obviously the...
And you are right, Martin. We will be there until open mic closes, and then we'll see you at the bar for Robbie's after party. Yeah,
and Martin's saying, the bar will still be open after the open mics are done. So go to the open mics, hang out, and, respect the performance. And it's so much fun. And, I mean, especially, like, with Carl Lewis, he's really funny. Mm-hmm. So we always have a grand old time at the open mics. I mean, we have... so much fun with that.
Absolutely.
Is Batson sponsoring the event with guitars?
I'm not sure.
We don't know yet, actually.
I haven't heard.
Yeah, we don't know. So we'll see. Okay, that is actually a perfect segue for what I want to talk about next.
Speak, sister.
Is that it's a good idea. We have, a lot of sponsors that come to the rally. It's a good idea to check those out. I mean, I'm sure everyone does, anyway, but it's great, if you're thinking of, working with a company or, looking into buying something from somebody, you can try it out and talk to, brand spokespeople, whereas, at Guitar Center, you're not going to be able to talk to, someone that's specifically from that brand and really knows the product. So that's an awesome place to start and, figure out if you want to buy something. And a lot of times people have deals at the rally, so you can get, something on a discount if you buy it at the rally, which I think is really good. That's all.
I've bought some stuff from the sponsors.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, they always have good deals, and
there was that one year that guy had like $20 ukuleles that were kind of dope, and I ended up taking home a couple of those, different colors and things.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
And last year we had those cool percussion goodies.
The shakers.
That was really
the
dope.
Shakers are really cool. Those are that's a TAXI member, I think.
Oh yeah, they were awesome. Cool stuff.
Yeah, they're really cool.
I hope to see you again.
They're always a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also with that, the booksellers room. So like a lot of the mentors, they have books. They have, what is it, like videos. They have audio series, stuff like that. So it's good to go and check out those booths. And I mean, you might be able to get something that'll be really helpful for your songwriting. There's some good songwriting books, especially, and stuff. But also a lot of them will hang out there, at their booth. So you might be able to get to talk to a mentor or an industry person that you wanted to talk to because they're at their booth.
True.
So that's a big secret that I would say is to go, check out all of the stuff, check out the sponsors, check out, the booksellers room, because you never know who you might get to talk to in there, and they're always really cool. All the booksellers or sponsors are always really cool and open to talking to you about stuff. You can really get some knowledge from them there. So that's cool.
Let's see, what else? It's almost time to start taking questions from our friends here.
Yeah. Another thing someone asked was that they've made friends by watching Taxi TV, and they're wondering how they can meet those people at the rally.
Mm-hmm.
My advice for that is going to the forum. I mean, you can post on the rally page and figure out a meetup for you guys. But the thing is a lot of the people from Taxi TV, will, the audience will be there. So you can, go to the rally and you might recognize names on name tags that, hey, I've seen you in the Taxi TV chat, and meet people that way. And I know Michael's wanting to work on some ways that are some types of mixers or ways that it's easier for you guys to meet each other and in different ways too. So stay tuned for that. We're trying to figure out something.
Yeah, we're talking about a couple ideas, but absolutely. I mean, like Bria said, use the forum, but set it up ahead of time.
Yeah.
Maybe plan to meet at the main bar Friday nights or something. Whatever the plan is, it'll work out. You'll get to meet everybody. Everything will be cool. And more importantly, actively seek those people, both the ones you meet on the rally and, maybe you meet somebody at open mic or hear somebody at open mic. Just, get your network on, ladies and gents.
Yes, it's definitely a good idea. But yeah, I saw Tom went through and actually looked on the forum. So there were some questions that were on the forum that people had.
Yeah, and some of them were from last year, but I think they're still relevant.
Yeah.
Charles, I will be there. We'll see you there, sir.
3 a.m. meetup on the roof. I will have to say no to that one because there's an alarm goes off. It's not like I know from experience.
How do you know that
But yeah, no, don't go on the roof.
Yeah,
the hotel gets very mad at us when people go on the roof, and Michael gets mad when he gets woken up.
Roof parties at 3 a.m. will be promptly shut down.
Yes, exactly.
And
yeah. But yeah, so this person, I don't know who it is, but they're excited for the road rally, and they recall that some things cost money, and if so, how much and how worth it is. It's for someone who is deathly broke. I am lucky enough to live in California, and I have a car to get me down to LA, so I do not need to travel far. I want to get as full of an experience as I possibly can, so I will save as much as I can to if you have paid for the extra experience, do you say that it's worth it? Sorry, I don't think I read that right.
It's close enough.
So, I mean, the rally is free. For members, you get a free ticket for yourself and for a guest, which is an insane deal. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're talking about a lot of the other industry conventions and stuff, you're probably thinking like $400 a ticket. So I mean, you're saving so much money that way. I mean, the rally is worth twice over the price of your taxi membership, and much less for you and a guest. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if you're thinking of the cost of travel and stuff, obviously costs money, but it's so worth it when you're thinking you don't have to pay for the convention after that, and you're really investing in your career. So I mean, that's what I gotta say about that. And another thing too is a lot of people will room with each other. So the forum is an awesome place on the rally open topic page to be like, hey, this is me. I'm looking for someone to room with at the rally. Because, it's going to be really expensive. And I knew a group of women that would always room together every year. It was 4 of them in a room. And I'm sure they saved so much money, because we do have the discounted rates at the Westin for you. So when you reserve your tickets, you'll get a link to be able to go and get those. Get the discounted rooms, but you can save even more if you're okay with rooming with someone, and it's an awesome way to make friends, and
hopefully you won't be spending much time in the room anyway, so
so if they're weird, then it's okay.
And again, the only cost at the rally is the luncheon, so and
I mean, for me, I would say it's definitely worth it if you can get yourself out here, wherever you are, especially if you live by LA. If you live in LA, then there's no excuse because you don't even necessarily have to stay at the hotel unless you really want to. So,
There's food combo going on. Yeah, there's a Taco Bell directly across the street. Yes, Denny's is not too far away. Within the hotel, there's a Daily Grill, which is quite tasty. My personal favorite, if you exit the hotel, make a right, walk about 30 feet, there's a Thai restaurant that's just killer.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's where we hang out.
Yeah, the Thai restaurant's good. I love Taco Bell. But be safe running across the street. And there's a Denny's close by, too. But yeah, the Daily Grill in the hotel is really good. It's just, like, a little bit expensive. Oh, also, this is Bria's other tip for you for cheap food, is eating at the bar at happy hour. You can save so much money. You can get happy hour appetizers, and they're half off or cheaper. But you can save so much money by doing that. I remember we would always like order appetizers at the bar during happy hour, and you can save a ton of money, and it's so great. Yeah, I'm checking. I'm not 100% on the hotel rates actually this year. I would have to look, but you can find out by checking the link when you register. But there are, other hotels. I mean, obviously we recommend people stay at the Westin because it's going to be, the best. It's a good bang for your buck, actually, because it's really nice rooms, and you're getting a really good deal on them. But there are other hotels in the area, if you really need to, like, stay somewhere super cheap, there's other, like, super cheap hotels around there. So, yeah. Someone's saying they didn't know that, so there you go about the appetizers at the bar.
135. It's 135 at the taxi rate. It says here.
There you go.
So yeah,
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of you registered right now, so I would definitely, if you can make your decision about coming, and book your hotel right away, I think it's going to be a good idea because those hotel rooms are going to go really fast. Okay, so we had another one.
Planning if I can only attend 1 or 2 days. Here we go. I got one. This is from the forum. Hi, everyone. I discovered Taxi about 4 months ago. Have really been immersing myself in it. I've been watching loads of the Taxi TV shows archived, and I'm planning to join in August. My question is, if I can only attend 1 or 2 days of the road rally, would it be better to come to the first day or two or the last? Or am I crazy to come at all if I can't do the whole 4 days? So you have to ask yourself how important that one-to-one mentor meeting is. This is how I always word it to folks. If you want to have a one-to-one mentor session, and I'd encourage you, if you're a Taxi member, you probably should try it out. It's definitely worth the value. If you want to do that, you need to be there Thursday to get in line to get your reservation.
Yeah.
Beyond that, in an open mic, the panels and classes don't start till Friday. So if you need to miss a day and you're not too worried about a one-to-one mentor, maybe Thursday's the day to miss.
Yeah.
Having said that, Friday morning until Sunday night, we're going to keep you busy the whole time. So I don't really know how to delineate beyond that.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously coming at all is better than not coming at all, if that makes any sense. So, I mean, if you can only make it for 2 days, then make it for 2 days. But I mean, it is a really good investment in your career if you can make the time to come for the whole time. Because, if you only come for the 2 days, you're going to be sad that you couldn't come for the whole time. That's just going to be what happens, definitely. But yeah, I mean, if you really can't, then I mean, obviously, I mean, Saturday is always like super full because a lot of people, the LA people aren't working, so they come on Saturday and stuff.
And we have big events happening Friday morning. We have big events happening all day Saturday. Have big events happening Sunday. So
yeah, and it's not like we try and like front load like awesome panels and stuff. The whole time we're trying to make sure that everything is the best that it can be. So it's not like there's days that are better than others. We're always trying to do that, and especially too, like some people don't come on Sunday, and Sunday is one of the best days because that's when we do the like ending panel, and that's so much fun. So.
Carrie's confirming here. What's up, Carrie? $158.60 for a room after all the taxes and trouble. So
yeah. So if you got a roommate, that's like what, $75?
Not too shabby.
And if you got 4 roommates, that's like crazy. But I mean, Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we missed Peter last time. I did see that and then forgot about it, Peter. Do you know anything about bag stuffing?
Yeah, with bag stuffing, we'll be doing that on Wednesday. So Peter is asking about volunteering at the rally. So if you want to help out, we are really eternally grateful because our staff is pretty small. You know, we're a lot of different conventions. They have a big, huge staff. But we don't. We have like 10 people
10
on the team. So we don't have time to do all this bag stuffing and stuff. It just would be impossible. So we like to have, people help us out, and we're really grateful for that, and we feed them. But yeah, so we do bag stuffing on Wednesday. So we'll be sending an email out to everyone that's registered for the rally if they want to have help out. So we'll be emailing probably closer to the rally about that, but if you get that email, you can just email us back and we'd be happy to have you help us. We're really grateful for any help that we can get. That's for sure. Because the more people that help, the quicker things go.
Yeah.
So.
Not to mention, if you're in town already, you might as well come make some friends early.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you get to know the team. Because usually for bag stuffing, it's me and our team member Matt, who I'm sure a lot of you know because he's on the phones a lot, and everyone always calls and asks for Matt. Yeah. So it's a good way to get to know us a little bit, and we're eternally grateful for it too. So. Was there any did we answer all these ones?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much covered on there.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, throw us some questions. I think we're through everything we planned to tell you about.
Yeah, so as long as you guys are eating green, as long as you guys are asking us questions, we'll answer them. I think we might get done a little bit early today, but while you guys are asking questions, I'm going to remind you again, if you made it this far, if you're tuning in late, if you're a newcomer, throw us a subscribe. You can see when we go live, and yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we reached 10,000 like a couple weeks ago, and I was very excited about that. So, and then give this video a like. If you haven't liked this video yet, hit that like button, because we need it, because we have low self-esteem. And then also, hit the share button, share it with your grandma or your friend that you're bringing to the rally, because this is really useful information for sure.
Like us. Well, Linda said 12 of you have liked, so we appreciate those 12.
Yeah, we appreciate
any
it.
Celebrity guests, can we share names? I haven't heard any particular specifics this year. I can tell you 1 year we had Jeff Emmerich there, who produced a bunch of the Beatles records alongside George Martin.
Yeah, he was their engineer. Being
a diehard, longtime Beatles fan, that was a total honor and pleasure to get to chat with that guy for a minute and to hear him speak on stage. We had Robbie Robertson from the band there a few years back.
That was like in 2005.
So it's been a minute. That was mighty awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's always cats there, I don't know that we have anything we can tip you off to for this year just yet, but I also haven't seen that list, so.
Yeah. I just had something that I wanted to say, but I forgot.
And Kevin Harrington, your question is a conversation for an entire Taxi TV. I'll tell you what, man, if you want to hit me up at my email address or here at the office, man, we can totally have that conversation. I'd love to get your take on it, too. I think it was Mojo's short answer that we represent the world and not just Hollywood. But yeah, you want to have that chat? Let's have that chat sometime. Maybe at the rally.
Last year the bag stuffing was on Wednesday, same as normal. It'll be the same this year. If you guys got those questions, we're going to answer them for you.
Yeah, we'll sit for a minute.
So we'll see if those come through.
What are you most looking forward to this year?
Trying to think. I mean, the whole weekend is really fun for us. That's definitely the staff says that this is the highlight of the year. Whenever there's new staff members, I'm always like, oh, you're going to love the rally, because it is really fun for us. We have a ton of fun meeting you guys, so just meeting you and getting to spend time together, even though it's too much time sometimes, and we're tired by the end of the weekend, but we have such a great time. It's definitely the highlight of our year.
And Grace is our new staffer. She's our newbie. Hi, Grace, if you're watching in the other room.
Oh yeah, and you guys might know her.
Be nice to her. She's a sweet girl.
Yeah.
She's gonna need that road rally hand holding the first 20 minutes. I'm sure she'll be fine after that.
How many of the one-to-one mentors own libraries, if any? There are definitely going to be music library owners. I don't know how many, because I don't know we don't know who the mentors are going to be this year. So I mean, you can take a look at last year's, because it'll probably be pretty similar. And we'll obviously, you can check out their bios and you can find out what they do. But we don't know yet. How many staffers do we have? I said earlier we have about 10, I think.
Yep.
I think there's 10 of us.
That includes Mr. Lasco.
Yeah. So it is a small staff. A lot of people think that we're like this huge company, but it's just 10 of us.
Let's see what else here.
Do you think that USB format for tunes may not be a good idea because of viruses?
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be
Carrie,
okay.
I do want to touch on, no specifics yet. There are some music library owners doing one-to-ones. I don't know. I can't tell you who yet. I haven't seen a list, like Bria said. We haven't seen a proper list, but...
Yeah. And I mean, you'll be able to see, I mean, we have all the bios for, and that's the thing is when you're looking for your one-to-one mentors, there'll be bios that you can look at too. So you're not going to have to like Google this person and do a ton of research. We're going to have a good bio so you know who is there. Yeah,
we'll bring you the right people and then tell you who they are so you know where to go. Mentioning a couple of highlights for other people. Sherry mentioned Steve Dorff. That was super cool. Somebody mentioned, Anne mentioned Diane Warren a few years back. And that happened.
Yeah, I remember that because she was really sick and she actually couldn't talk. So she had her like assistant
Marcia Z helped her.
Yeah.
Which was cool. What else do we have?
Awesome. You're booked. All your flights are booked. Paul House.
Excellent.
That's exciting. We're excited to have you there. From where he was sitting, the staff worked very hard and Michael was very involved. That is for sure. We work very hard the whole weekend. We have it all planned out. There's no idle time.
Yeah.
That is.
But thank you for noticing.
Yes. Yeah, we like that.
Oh, we missed a question from Gloria. Will there be any classes geared towards Christian gospel music? I will assume yes. There usually are.
There usually is. Oh, another thing that we didn't mention is the listening panels.
Yeah, okay.
So there's the main panels in the main ballroom. So they do listening panels in there, but we also have genre-specific listening panels in the upstairs ballroom too, which are really cool. We usually have a couple like really awesome industry people that are listening to the music and critiquing it live. And that's really fun to watch. I actually got to moderate one of those last year and it was really cool and it was awesome like hearing them go over the music with people. So those are really cool too. And we always have it's a Christian country I think are usually together, and that's really good for that because they'll talk about music and that's good. But I can see I'm actually gonna look at the schedule for last year, see if we had any Christian or country Christian or gospel classes. We probably will because we have pretty much for everything, but if we did last year we probably will this year. So you know what? This is going to take me forever.
Greg Vaughn, I'm not so sure that there will be anybody to help you with the chair specifically. I might encourage you to contact the Westin and see if they have any sort of options there. I can tell you the place is totally wheelchair accessible and that won't be too much of a problem. But in terms of helping the chair get moved from place to place, I don't know. You'll have to contact the Westin.
Yeah, and it might be a good idea. I mean, you have a free guest pass. Yeah. So, if you bring a guest, they could definitely, obviously, help you out. That's a good idea.
That's probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
Bring a friend.
Yeah, bring a friend. And even if they're not into music, they'll still have a good time. My mom has come to a rally, and she's not a musician or a songwriter, but she had a good time.
And yeah, Paul mentions, what's up, Paul? Mentions that there's a lot of info on the forums. That's absolutely true. There's a ton of road rally prep there.
Yeah. Well, and another thing too is if you have any questions too, you can call us up. Us on the staff, we're happy to answer questions for you.
Gloria, the Christian music classes specifically, we just don't have the lineup yet. We do try to cover all those bases, and I would assume that, yes, there will be someone representing that genre in a classroom. I just don't have the details yet.
Yeah, we don't have the classes yet for that.
We will get you the schedule ahead of time, so you'll have time to, know and make plans and such. And you can always, text or email us here at the office and ask in a few weeks. Maybe we'll have more info for you. Currently, there's just no proper official lineup yet, so. Or at least not that's been released.
Yeah. Is there any activity geared towards or that includes Latin music? I would say so.
I was reading something else.
Israel Tannenbaum, he says, asks if there's any activity geared towards or that includes Latin music. I'm not 100% sure that we'll necessarily have classes towards it, but, Latin music is used a lot in film and TV. So those film and TV music licensing panels, those are going to be awesome for you too. That's the thing is for a lot of that music, people are looking for, Latin music that we get a decent amount of requests for that stuff. So,
yeah. Same thing like Bria said, and like I was saying earlier, we'll probably cover all the basic food groups, and I would say Latin is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
All right, what else here?
That's actually a good question. As a first timer at the road rally, how should you approach the 15-minute mentor meeting so as not to waste it?
Great question.
Yeah. Well, I would go in knowing what you want to get out of it.
Yes.
So if you want, to play your music and get like a song critique, know that and tell your mentor that, because mentors will get frustrated if you play them a song and then they start to like critique it or something, and then you're like get mad about it. Like know what you want to get out of it and tell them when you sit down, like, hey, I want to get your thoughts on this song, or hey, do you think this would be good for licensing? Like, you tell them what your questions are before, so that way you're getting as much as you can out of that 15 minutes. And I've seen people that they leave their one-to-one before the 15 minutes are done. When you have this awesome industry person in front of you, like, have questions prepared. Know and also read their bio, know about them and be personable. That's a good idea. But yeah, if you're playing music, definitely, just know what you want to get out of it and make sure that the mentor knows what you want to get out of it too, so that way they can help you.
Yeah. Paul makes a great point. If you're bringing music on CDs, test the CDs before you leave the house.
That's a good idea.
I think we both totally had it happen to us where we were spinning CDs at a panel and we pop the thing in and it doesn't even play. Doesn't even read. Yeah,
so test it not in your computer.
Not in the one you made the disc in. Test it in a different machine.
Dwayne Tribune asks, any panel to discuss latest music software like sound libraries?
If there's not a panel, there will definitely be
a
education.
Class. Yeah.
And probably a bit happening at the sponsor booths as well, who will all be tech and gear related.
Yeah, because I think, and we might have some, I'm not 100%, but we might even have, a sound library there. Mm-hmm. So who knows?
What else do we got? If we skipped you 20 comments ago, re-comment because we missed it.
If we didn't see it, and put like question next to it, because this is the thing, is since I'm not sitting by myself, I'm not writing them down, and it's a little harder on this side of the thing to make sure you see all of them.
Yeah, it's cool. Robbie says at a one-on-one mentor, somebody didn't show up once, and he got an extra 15, so he got a full 30 minutes. He ended up with a relationship and a deal.
Thanks for the no-show. I love ya.
That's the truth, man. Get out there, just be pro-positive, and come make friends and contacts and relationships.
It's so true, and stuff like that will happen, because people are a little out of it sometimes. They don't show up. So, but yeah.
maybe it's a good time to go to that propinquity theory. So you know, if you're looking to say, hey, you're probably an artist or songwriter or composer, and you need some help. You need a great flute player. You need a great harpist, let's say, and you don't play the harp. Well, you're gonna think about who you know that plays the harp, right? You're not gonna go, oh, I wish maybe I'll call this random person that I've never met before and I have no idea even exists. Then you're gonna call people you know. You're gonna go, hey, I'm looking for a harpist. My point being, you just go out there and don't worry about, I'm going to try to leave with a record deal or I'm going to try to leave with licensing. Show up looking to just further your career, like Bria kept saying earlier. Make friends, get to know people, just start to establish relationships, and more importantly, establish you as an entity in their mind. That's the key, I think. I don't think it's about, I'm going to show up, I'm going to take over, I'm going to only talk to the VIPs, and I'm going to leave with a label deal. A flautist, thank you. That's the word I was looking for, Jim. I knew flutist was wrong. I appreciate you.
Oh, I should have been paying attention because I knew that.
Anyway, so the point should be, your objective should absolutely be to have other people leaving with you as a fresh notion in their mind. As you know, as Jim Stamper might be a guy that's worth my time. That Marion or Paulie might be worth my time. You know, if I'm a suit and I leave with that positive idea in my head, well, you're much more likely to get that phone call the next time that person needs what you do. I play bass. If I'm associated with playing bass, I want people to know that, so that next time they're like, I need a bass player, they think of me. That should be your trick. Let's see what Robbie's been killing it today. Make friends with your fellow members. Sometimes that's how you will get your deals. It's absolutely true. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah. Another thing too that I wanted to mention, when you're meeting people, and you're getting their, business cards, another way to like set yourself apart is look them up that night. Listen to their music, and maybe you can say the next day, like, dude, I listened to this track. It was really dope. Another thing, too, because you're going to get so many business cards, take a pen and write on the business card, like, met at this place, this is what they look like, stuff like that. So you remember who they are. Because I know, like, for me, I'm so bad at remembering names when I meet people. So if I, like, kind of do, like, association, so I can, when I go back at the end of the weekend and I look at all these cards, I'm like, oh, I remember who this person is. I met them there. So, I mean, that's a really good tip, if you want to remember people.
I like hurdy-gurdiest.
Hurdy-gurdiest.
Hurdy-grittiest. Yeah. Awesome, Martin. Agreed, sir. Agreed.
Yeah.
If you bring your hurdy-gurdy to the road rally, we'll totally give you an extra couple of minutes to set up for the open mic.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and Robbie says that he puts his picture on his business card, which
Smart.
I think that is a good idea, especially if you're an artist. If you're an artist, unless you have like some cool aesthetic, like about things that you don't want to have your picture or whatever. But it's a good idea to have your picture so people can remember your face. They can say, oh, that's cool. Because, that does help a lot. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, it's all about that, just making Hillary hit it on the head. Connect with everyone. Be a good human being. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even on the micro level, even this forum board is very telling. If you're here every week, all the time, you know who Polly is. You know who Mojo is. You didn't until you were on this board every week. So it's all about getting to know those people, and now they've become, parts of your own story, That's key. I think that's always key. So anyway, I'll quit talking about that.
Yeah, and Robbie is asking if he can sign up for the open mic now. No, you cannot.
Awesome. And yeah, VST hurdy-gurdy, that doesn't count. I want to see the real thing, Mojo. Come on, apply yourself, sir.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of all we got. I mean, we're ending a few minutes early, but you don't want to get it on the one. Well.
Yeah, have that elevator pitch ready. That's great advice. And know your intentions. Know what you're trying to do with say the right things, unlike what I'm doing right now. Just get in there, know what to say, how to approach people, and it'll work out fine. Yeah,
and like I said, with the one-to-ones, you're supposed to know what you want to get out of it. Know what you want to get out of the whole rally, and for me, like the first couple of years, I really wanted to work on my songwriting. So I just focused on going to songwriting classes. So songwriting, lyrics, melody, all of that, that's all I focused on. So know what you want to get out of it, and look for classes and for panels and stuff that are really going to help you with that.
Yeah, there's Clark. What's up, Clark? We'll see you in November, brother.
Thanks, Clark. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well,
awesome.
I think we are going to sign off, but we had a wonderful time with you. I guess we're supposed to play this at the end. But yeah, so we'll see you next week. Michael will be back in the office with another episode. I think we're going to have a special guest, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be lots of fun. Yeah, we had a great time with you guys. Thanks for sticking with us, and have a wonderful week.